Imagine this. An Indian-made stealth bomber, gliding silently through the stratosphere, invisible to enemy radar, with the power to strike deep into hostile territory without warning. No dependency on bases, no mid-air refueling, no allies required for access. A sovereign strike capability, bold, independent, and unstoppable. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie. It is the level of strategic airpower nations like the United States and China are racing towards. And India, still without a single long-range bomber in its arsenal. As two nuclear giants around us arm themselves with stealth bombers capable of spanning oceans, can India afford to remain grounded? Welcome to Strategic Vanguard. Today we ask a question that challenges conventional thinking. Why does India need a long-range stealth bomber like the B-21 Raider? And why must it be made in India? Before we move forward, please like, subscribe, and share Strategic Vanguard and be up to date with the latest news and happenings from the world of defense and strategic affairs. Tune into our video channels in Rumble and YouTube. And if you want to hear the audio version, please tune into Strategic Vanguard Deep Dive in Spotify. India's Air Force is powerful. The Su-30 MKI, Rafale, Tejas, and incoming AMK signal are growing aerospace capability. Our strike potential is enhanced with BrahMos and upcoming hypersonic projects. Yet in this formidable arsenal, there's a glaring gap: no long-range strategic bomber. Strategic bombers are not fighter jets on steroids. They are a separate class of deterrence altogether. Designed for intercontinental missions, these aircraft are built to carry large payloads over vast distances, often without support. While our fighter jets excel in tactical and limited strategic missions, they simply lack the endurance and payload for deep deterrence roles. The absence of a bomber fleet limits India's ability to project power beyond the subcontinent. In times of high tension, be it the Taiwan Strait, the South China Sea, or even in the event of a distant war theater, India lacks a credible airborne reach. The B-21 Raider is the U.S. Air Force's next-generation stealth bomber. Built by Northrop Grumman, it's designed to penetrate the most heavily defended airspaces in the world. It will deploy both conventional and nuclear weapons and integrate AI, unmanned systems, and real-time battlefield data. This aircraft is not just a platform, it's a doctrine, a signal of power projection that can be launched from the continental US and still threaten targets across Eurasia. The B-21 operates within a new ecosystem of networked warfare, controlling drones, deploying hypersonics, and acting as a battlefield command center. It's built for a contested world. A future where long-range precision, stealth, and global reach define dominance. China is close to unveiling its own stealth bomber, the Xi'an H-20. Reportedly capable of reaching Guam, Japan, Australia, and even parts of India, the H-20 would give China a genuine second strike option, independent of missile forces. It's a warning shot to India and the world. China intends to project military power beyond its shores. The H-20 marks China's shift from regional to global power. It allows Beijing to strike key infrastructure and military targets without relying on ballistic missiles. This flexibility reduces political escalation while maintaining strategic pressure. India, which shares a long and tense border with China, cannot ignore the implications. Our current aircraft cannot threaten key Chinese assets deep in their heartland unless staged from forward bases, which are vulnerable and politically restricted. Here's the core argument. A strategic bomber gives India the power to control escalation, shape deterrence, and signal dominance without firing a single missile. India's doctrine has always emphasized credible minimum deterrence, But that credibility comes under question when we lack platforms that can reach distant adversaries. A long-range stealth bomber fills that void by offering flexible deterrence. A bomber can be deployed and recalled, allowing signaling without actual conflict. Survivable second strike. In a nuclear context, bombers are mobile assets, unlike fixed silos or even some missile batteries. Force projection. In humanitarian missions, maritime patrol, or combat support in the Indo-Pacific, a bomber enhances presence. Psychological advantage. The mere ability to strike far and wide alters enemy planning and deters aggression. This is especially crucial as India expands its influence in the Indian Ocean region, partners with Quad allies, and asserts its interests in contested zones. Why should India build its own bomber instead of buying one? 1. Strategic autonomy. Buying from allies like the US or France means operational dependency. In crises, access can be delayed, restricted, or denied. 2. Technology sovereignty. An indigenous bomber would advance stealth design, avionics, propulsion, AI-based battlefield computing, and radar evasion technologies. It's a generational leap for Indian aerospace. 3. Economic multiplier. The development would energize our defense manufacturing ecosystem, generate jobs, and create spin-offs for civil aviation, drones, and even space. 4. Doctrinal clarity. An indigenous program forces the Indian Air Force and Strategic Forces Command to think long-term about roles, targets, ranges, and missions. It ensures the platform is tailored to India's geography, threats, and diplomacy. We already have AMCA, Ghatak, and UAV programs underway. A strategic bomber program, perhaps named Garuda or Chakra, could integrate these efforts, sharing materials, computing systems, and stealth architectures. India aspires to be a leading power, not just a balancing one. To lead in the Indo-Pacific, India must have platforms that speak the language of power. Aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, and long-range stealth bombers are not luxury items. They are tools of diplomacy and peacekeeping. A strategic bomber fleet, however small, can patrol maritime choke points, respond to crisis scenarios, and project deterrent power from Andaman to Aden and beyond. It complements naval and missile power and integrates Air Force thinking with maritime and nuclear doctrines. Strategic bombers allow India to be heard without saying a word. That's real power. India missed the strategic bomber wave of the Cold War. But the next wave is just beginning, with AI integration, hypersonics, stealth, and autonomous systems. If we do not act now, we will be forever locked out of this strategic club. The world sees India as a rising power. We must now see ourselves the same way, not just in GDP or tech, but in the projection of sovereign strength. A long-range stealth bomber is not just a machine, it is a message. A message to allies that India is ready to lead, and a message to adversaries that India can strike deep if provoked. The B-21 Raider is America's message. What will India's message be? This is Strategic Vanguard. Stay informed, stay sovereign. Thank you for listening to Strategic Vanguard, your trusted source for deep analyses on defense, military technology, and global strategic affairs. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and join us for the next episode as we continue to explore the forces shaping our world. Until then, stay strategic.